So at this point, the 50% equity that Porsha Williams was awarded in her divorce settlement, at this point, is it a prize or a punishment? So I was just watching an interview that Carlos King was doing, or a discussion that I will say Carlos King was doing on his channel with Courtney Parker and with Judge Tyranny. And they were discussing what is currently happening with Simon's and Porsha's divorce case. We all know that Simon was deported recently, and I think the case for him and Porsha hadn't come in front of the court just yet, but they did it over Zoom, and Porsha was awarded her divorce. She was given 50% equity in the home. She was awarded $40,000 a month spousal support. She was awarded some cars and some more things. But we know that Simon is out of the country, and we all said it, that man ain't gonna pay. Come to find out, Simon is responsible to pay the full mortgage for 14 months. So that's a year and 2 months. He's supposed to pay the mortgage. He have yet to pay any of that, and he's accumulated $670,000 worth of debt with this divorce. He filed for the right to appeal the decision from the court, and it was denied. So everything was upheld. We found out that Porsha had a prenup, and there were certain things stipulated in the prenup that Simon needs to actually uphold. And with him being out of the country, he's not doing it. But in the discussion with Carlos, Courtney, and Judge Tyranny, they're saying that Simon wants to come back to the United States. So with that, he may, think twice about what he's going to do and how he's going to satisfy these debts that he has. Now, the question is Porsha paying the mortgage while Simon isn't? And if that's the case, if she is paying the mortgage, when everything is finalized in these next 14 months, where Simon is supposed to get 50% of whatever the house is worth, deciding if Porsha wants to sell it or she's going to stay in it and give him his 50%. She's currently paying the mortgage, we assume, and when everything comes to the end, she's going to recoup all her money that she's been paying into the mortgage. Now, the house is worth I wrote my notes, $7.3 million the house is worth. So is she going to sell the house, or is she going to stay in the house? And is she currently paying the mortgage on the house? If she's not paying the mortgage, Simon is not paying the mortgage, then the bank is definitely going to come and say, listen, we got to work something out. You either got to pay the mortgage or you got to go. So I think that Porsha is covering the mortgage. And how much is the mortgage? The mortgage, according to Carlos and Courtney and Judge Tyranny, the mortgage is around $40,000 per month. And that is why they asked for $40,000 month spousal support monthly in order to cover the mortgage. So with Simon not paying anything, we have Porsha having to cover everything on her own. And we're out here wondering if she's doing it. Maybe she'll give us a tweet. Maybe she'll give us an Instagram story. Maybe she'll give us an interview with Carlos or somebody to let us know what's going on. But the latest in the case is that Simon wanted the right to appeal the decision, and the court said no. And he doesn't have the opportunity to go back in front of the courts again. So he's going to have to uphold what the decision was by the courts in Georgia. So that's where we are with it. Now, to Carlos's point and to Courtney's point, Porsha this is her home. This is where she have her daughter. And, you don't want to uproot the child to have her go on and start a new life somewhere else. But people are saying that she should just sell the house and give Simon his whatever he's owed and take whatever she needs to actually go on and live. Now, we don't know her financial situation, so we don't know if that's what she's going to do. We don't know if Porsha is actually being able to pay the $40,000 per month. But we're going to see how it plays out. Something else they spoke about was how will Porsha get paid? They were like, will she get paid off the top later on? Because this is going on, so we're going to have to watch this for another few months. Her and Simon were divorced, I believe, officially divorced in June or for July of 2025. So we got to count 14 months from now to see how things are going to play out. And if Porsha sells the house, or if they come together, and well, it's both of them, so they both got to make the decision. So if they decide to sell the house, then the amount of money that Porsha has put into the house since Simon has been deported, then she will get her money back off the top, and then Simon gets the rest, less everything else that he's owed her. For instance, the $40,000 a month spousal support, and I believe there was a lump sum that he's also supposed to give her. So all of that is supposed to come off the top. So we're gonna just keep watching this and see how it plays out. I am going to link the video with Carlos and Courtney and Judge Tyranny below, and you guys can go watch and see if there's anything that I didn't cover in this video. You'll be able to see what they're talking about, hear what they're talking about, and then give your opinion on what you think will happen. In my opinion, I think Porsha is going to stay in the house for as long as she can, because the longer you stay in it, the equity is supposed to build up if the market stays the same, or gets better. So the equity will build up in the house, and then when they do sell it, it might sell for more than what it's worth. Well, right now it's worth 7.3. I'm hoping for her sake it might go up to like a $10 million home, and she might just stay in it because she says she likes the home. And remember, on the Real Housewives of Atlanta, she's back this season, and she was saying that in the court papers, she was not allowed to film in the house. And towards the end of it, we actually see her filming in the house. So she's letting us know that, she was awarded that right to film the show. This is where she lives. This is where she wants to showcase what is going on with her. So why couldn't she film in the house? So that was a contention with them. Another thing that was speculated was that, she has a young daughter. This is her roots. She goes to a school in the area. This is where she lives. This is all she knows. Why uproot her if you're able to cover the mortgage? So go ahead and cover the mortgage. And she says that lawyers' fees needs to be paid. So there are certain things that she needs to do for herself. Like she can't hire a gardener. She can't hire a pool person. Well, I'm sure she can, but she was doing it for the gram, as they say. Like, I got to do my own chores because there's, all these lawyers' fees got to get paid and such. So I just wanted to come and give you an update. The latest thing is Simon lost his right to an appeal of the verdict from the courts regarding this divorce, and he's not able to bring the case back in front of the courts anymore. So he needs to uphold what the courts are asking him to do, and if he wants a chance of coming back into the country, then I think Simon will go ahead and do what he needs to do. Either that, or he's gonna come under another assumed name, because this is the second one. Remember, Porsha says she don't know who she's married to, and I think that's why she filed for divorce. Oh, another thing they spoke about was that being that he's not a U.S. citizen, when you're married, you have to be married 3 years before you could file for citizenship. Simon and Fallon were married only 2.5 years, and Simon and Porsha were only married 1.5 years. So there you go with it. When she found out she was being duped, Porsha was like, I'm out of here, and you can't blame her. You can't have somebody bringing you down, girl. You got to cut your strings and go. So that is it. I just wanted to give you an update as what is going on with Simon and Porsha. I'm going to link the interview or the discussion with Carlos, Courtney, and Judge Tyranny down below. Go ahead and watch it and let me know your opinion in the comments. Until next time, be sure to take care of yourselves and your families. Bye-bye.